Well, it looks like Wizards of the Coast has stepped in it again, triggering all their far neo-progressive SJW fans to the moon. How did they do this? How did they do this? With one single tweet. Just a single tweet yesterday. We're going to look at it. We're going to laugh at how uneducated far-left ideologues lose their mind when their company, who has historically shilled for only far-left progressive things, dares to do something maybe in the center. Now, credit where credit is due. I have in the past criticized Wizards of the Coast for shilling for International Women's Day and Gay Pride Day and this day or that day. I stand by my opinion that companies should not get involved in any of it. None of it. No, I don't care if it's left issues, right issues, center issues. Just sell the pizza, right? Make my cards, sell me my cards, fix the card stock. Don't get involved in virtue signaling, regardless of whether or not I agree or disagree with the topic. And this is exactly why. You're always going to piss somebody off because there is this perceived allegiance between whatever you happen to be raising funds for and corporate endorsement. And so we saw yesterday, Wizards of the Coast is showing their support of all who serve our nation. Buy a shirt and support Operation Gratitude, an organization dedicated to lifting the spirits of U.S. military and first responders. From my basic level research, something that almost everyone who responded to this didn't bother doing, seems like a great company. Look, there are a lot of military folks that play Magic the Gathering. A lot. There are a lot of first responders, police officers, fire department people, firemen, firewomen. Everybody plays this game. It's not just for far left hippies. And let's see how this was received. We see here Danielle Fournier, probably commenting on a military as a Canadian. So I definitely want to hear what he has to say about the U.S. military. I think you're missing the point of the criticism here. It's possible to support veterans who are unwitting tools and victims of American imperialism without buying into and supporting that imperialism through jingoistic imagery and blind support the troops rhetoric. All right, Daniel Fournier, you and I have had our beefs before, and again, you didn't even look at who the freaking charity is. Okay, it's very simple. Click the link. Wizards of the Coast and Operation Gratitude are partnering to show our support for all who serve the nation. Net profits of the sale will benefit Operation Gratitude, an organization dedicated to lifting the spirits and meeting the evolving needs of the U.S. military and first responders. Every year, Operation Gratitude sends 300,000 plus individually addressed care packages to soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen deployed overseas, to their children left behind, and to first responders, new recruits, veterans, wounded heroes, and their caregivers. Please learn more ways you can help by visiting their website. So these idiots who are reactionary and responding must assume that this money from these T-shirts are buying missiles, because he's literally BTFOing himself, because that's exactly what this charity does. This is respectless towards thousands who have died as a result of American offensive military actions. Please reconsider using your marketing money on this. Let's see how that went over. Maybe Al-Qaeda has a shirt for "You Can Buy Hippie." Let's see. Let's see where you're located. Well, you don't say, but you're not even American, I'm guessing, if you're retweeting crap like this. I am horny for God, but God is not horny for me. Okay, so your opinion doesn't matter. Let's see. Let's see. It's honestly disappointing to see how divided the MTG community is. You have one half of the community upset when they support LGBT community with a rainbow planeswalker icon, and the other half upset when they're supporting veterans with a camouflage planeswalker icon. That's a good point. And, hey, look, I respect people's rights to not purchase something. They can just not purchase it. They've sold only 80 of these. That's a pretty low number. Pretty disappointing, to be honest. Hopefully, people might consider picking up one of these shirts if they're a Magic player after seeing this video. But I have to applaud Wizards of the Coast here. You have to, if you're going to virtue signal, you have to virtue signal all of the virtues. You can't expect a company to survive when you only pander to the far left. And realize that oftentimes veterans don't get the support they need when they come home. It's not like Wizards is donating money to the government directly. The VA treats vets like shit. When they come home, there's nothing wrong with allowing a company to show support to both. I've been on deployment. I've received care packages from this organization. It really helps. Great cause. A good move by Wizards of the Coast. People will lash out this, but it's a good cause, a good purpose. You don't have to agree with what the military is doing to want to support other humans who are hurting, separated from their family, those with mental and physical scars after getting home. As you can see, a lot of service members, it would appear, entered this conversation. I'd rather support the MTG players affected by the U.S. Imperial Forces. Let's see. Pokemon Centers turned me into a Marxist. You are black as fuck, Marxist as fuck, a womanist. Okay, so you're an idiot is what, you are. Pretty sure our military has more than enough money to do this themselves. Why support a cause that doesn't already have infinite funds? Again, this money does not go to the military. It's pretty sad to see people like Mike Rosa. Again, a lot of these people, you can click in and see they're ultra far left. There are many people. What about sending the money from Mythic Edition sales? That might be okay. The idea that you can only support one idea at a time, then that is a narrow-minded decision. Like I've said, and I have always said, I would much rather my companies, whether they, especially gaming companies like, for example, Magic the Gathering, tabletop games, anything you see behind me, I don't want to see any virtue signaling. If they need to send money or raise money for a cause, I prefer they just take it out of their own profits and not try to divide their community. Just because someone is in the military doesn't necessarily mean they blindly agree with everything that the military is doing. And by the way, it may shock some of you, the far left neo-progressives, but there are people in the military that don't like Donald Trump. Imagine that. People who are serving this country, I think they deserve support, of course. And they have had a history of actually sending things to troops and posting pictures of them receiving their care packages. I know that there are a lot of servicemen and women who will host F&M while on deployment, who will get products from Wizards of the Coast. I've heard military people say that you used to be able to get them on base at certain places, get Magic cards on base. And I don't see a problem with this. Again, this is a cause like any other cause that I think a company should not be involved in. I think they should just serve their customers and their customers exclusively and take the time to quietly donate money on the back end instead of trying to gather virtue points. But, that's that's that. And you know what? The shirt's kind of nice. And some people told me that they've sold 80 of them. 500's the goal. Hopefully some people will get them. I think they have hoodies too, it looks like. But where's the logo? Here's just a black hoodie, but it's not on the back. Well, I don't know. I'm assuming they'll print it on there. And you can see a lot of positive comments. So, hey, credit where credit is due for being, that Wizards of the Coast knew they were going to get blowback for this. You knew that the far left folks who run their Twitter and Facebook, who block everybody and mute people and delete comments, didn't want to run this, but they ran it anyway. So I got to give credit where credit is due, Wizards.